Here we are in the Alps for Tomorrowland Winter, and it's time for a cable cast with Sunnery James and Marciano. We are going to jump on the ski lift and go to the top of the mountain, and we are going to ask some deep and meaningful questions. You ready for this?
I think so. I think I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. Here we go. So here we are, boys. This is the cable cast, and we are heading up to the core stage here at Tomorrowland Winter.
Yeah.
Let's just appreciate that silence. That's gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh man, wow.
Yeah. So I want to jump into music because I know that you've dropped something very exciting that isn't out for a long time. So share with us the track that you played and that I heard. Explain the track. Come and tell us.
Wow, I mean, we've been working on a lot of new music during the pandemic. We've been home, got inspired by a lot of things. And the MC on the track is MC Roga, True to the Mind, and we worked on it for like 8 months even, because we had a track already, but we had to find like a great top line.
Wow.
And the message he came with, Roga, was so good that we went back and forth, adjusted a little bit, and then it was out, but we didn't want to release it yet. You know, it was finished, I think, 7 months ago.
Yeah, I think it wasn't even a priority. It just became a good track. Suddenly, right?
Yeah, and we didn't want to waste it with not playing out there. So this was the perfect opportunity for us to test it out during Tomorrowland Winter, and the reaction of the crowd was insane. So very happy with that.
So if that's kind of the now and the immediate future, I want to talk about success, because you boys have had lots of it and you continue to have that. There's a formula that you have that continues success. So what do you want to happen before the end of the year? What does success look like for Sunnery James and Marciano?
Wow, what a great question. Of course, again, in the pandemic, we had a lot of time to reflect on things and where you stand in life and what you want to achieve still in life. And I found out that I'm very happy with everything that I achieved. And sometimes when you, in that roller coaster, in that rat race, you always think about more. But I think at the end of the year, I want to be looking back and say, listen, I'm happy with all the music we released. It was all from the heart. And we decided what we wanted and not what people expect from us, you know? So only expectations from out of yourself and heart, and then it would be like a successful year for me, I think.
What about Ryan?
No, but we actually we always were like, you know, you need to stay close to yourself. Then you can do whatever you want, and for whatever, how long you want it to do. You know, it's like you can do it like eventually for years.
Yes.
What we've been doing, and if it's just this year, after the pandemic, we actually became even closer to ourselves, make even music what we even love even more, in my opinion. And if we can still do this this year and do all these amazing festivals and events everywhere, travel, then we can't really complain.
No.
So what influences and inspires you? You know, like if we're here right now and we're looking around and you go, wow, you've not necessarily had this amount of travel to be able to do that. So what have you drawn on? Tell us, what can you show?
It's not that I think we've been to a lot of places around the world and you enjoy it. But I think with the last 2-3 years, I feel like everything is magic around us, and we have to stand still and see the meaning of life a little bit more. I don't want to get too deep in it, but I appreciate stuff much more. Even with my family, I look at my kids and I really suck it in, you know, like, wow, these are my kids, and I have to enjoy every second. And like even here, we're sitting in this lift with Adam, and come on, this is a blessing. This is like magic that we can see this.
But it's not in a radio studio. It's not. It's in nature. No madness.
It's
this is
real
like
nature.
You know? It's great.
Yeah. So that influences, and I feel like and translated to music.
Drop some names. Drop names. I want. You must have heard something by someone that you thought, wow, recently. What was it?
Well, very recently I watched a documentary of Kanye, Genius.
Ah, yes.
And I'm a big fan of Kanye, and even with the crazy things he says, I think he's a very pure person, and the way he believed in himself by not following all the rules and still made it got me very inspired, and even he said it like confirmed my feelings now that you always have to stay close to yourself.
Done the hard time at the beginning, especially.
It felt like horrible from him in the beginning, but at the end of the day, he's so authentic. And you see, if you stay close to yourself, people will feel that and will eventually like, give you the acknowledgement, you know?
Right. What about you?
I actually feel like watching that documentary. Even if you don't like Kanye, you should just watch it and take everything in, because you can learn so much out of that.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
It's a bit long, but it's fascinating.
It's
isn't
long,
it?
but even I think one of my favorite parts is when he's talking about being overconfident.
Yeah,
That
that's
doesn't exist. And he's so right.
yeah.
Explain that.
How can you just?
You mean believe in yourself?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Well, how can you not be like not believing in yourself?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like it's
And
insanity, basically.
And before the pandemic, to be honest, the whole dance scene was like going and going, and there was no stop. So I think for the whole scene, eventually, if I look in our world,
Yeah.
it was good for all the artists, because if I listen to all the music what's coming out now from different artists, it's so pure and real. It's not the systematic tracks. Oh, this works, that works. It's creativity again. Armin played me some tracks. Amazing. Yeah.
Isn't it fair to say that, and I've noticed this, things have changed, this scene has changed? It's different, right?
It changed a lot.
How?
A lot. And for the artists that were already around, I kind of like everyone starts from zero again. So no one is like, oh, I had these hits, or I had those tracks, and blah blah blah. This concept. Everyone starts from zero, and I think it's an honest, like an honest start, like start over.
First, same thing. I think the scene is here, but I think the whole mindset of our people changed. So it's us, we are the scene, but we as a human beings, we see like, okay, the only thing you have is yourself at the end of the day. You have to please yourself first, to please in order to please someone else. So I think the next coming year is going to be big for the dancing, because all the artists are going to be artists again, instead of like, oh, we have to provide this kind of sound because
persona.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I follow this trend. You're actually, we're seeing it already, aren't we?
Very excited about that, actually.
It's more important to just show yourself, basically, and put your heart into what you actually want to do.
It sounds crazy, but you've got permission to be yourself, right? That's how it feels, yeah?
Wow.
We always,
Wow.
we always tried it, and to be honest, I think Ryan and I, because we're such good friends for such a long time, and we know each other, we always had that part in ourselves, like when we looked at each other, like, oh, I can't be no one else than myself, because you know me and I know you. So
no imitations.
Yeah, shut the crap. And
we're running out of time.
Oh shit! We need another round.
We need another festival.
I know.
Look, just before we finish this cablecast, is there anything that I haven't spoken about that you were desperate to share with the world? What is it?
Music. There's gonna be a lot of new music, and we can say now we're working on an album. And that's,
really?
That's the first time we're saying it here. So we're working on an
actual artist album.
Yes, and it's very scary, but we're gonna do it.
Awesome! I'm so excited about that. Thanks for sharing, boys. It's been a pleasure. I know you've got your snowboard. It's good to see you got your Tomorrowland snowboard as well. That's the cablecast. One World Radio. We continue right now. You're going to go up the mountains. I'm going to watch and wave.
Sounds like a great idea. Thank you.
Amazing question.
How does that work out? There we go. Right. Good.
Oh, you
can spot the snowboarder. Oh no! I got it. It's going. I got it. Oh, who's the snowboarder?
It's messy. You got it on tape, huh?
We got